welcome back. It is another edition of New Guitar Day. Today is April the 18th, 2019. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. After waiting all day long, FedEx has finally come and delivered another fine guitar. And today's edition, first let's look outside because when we last had, there's Kitty. Come on, inspect box. Kitty's always got to do box inspection. When we had our last New Guitar Day, which was about 6 weeks ago, I think it was 32 below zero and 2 feet of snow on the ground. We've improved vastly. It's about 68 degrees today, and as you can see, there's no snow. FedEx guy's still pitching his stuff around, getting ready to make more dreams come true in deliveries. Anyways, today's guitar is the second time that I've dipped my toe into the Gretsch market, and this guitar is a Gretsch G as in George 2420 Streamliner, and this guitar comes in a color called Village Amber. Interesting color. So anyways, we're going to go to work and crack this thing out. I've got to take a quick walk this afternoon, so we're just going to do a quick unboxing, take a peek. This was what musician's friend and guitar center call a level 1 open box guitar. Supposedly what that means, according to them, is this is a mint guitar. This is as close to brand new as you can get without it being brand new. So again, fortunately it looks like it did come in a factory box, which is nice. I can already tell this guitar is very light. So let's just pitch it over here, get rid of box number 1, and dive right into box number 2. Is there okay, it says this side up. I have no idea what that means. Important notice, check the contents carefully. Of course we will. We like to check our contents carefully. Kitty's just itching to get involved. It's the top of the guitar at the bottom. This is the bottom of the guitar, so we're going to go ahead and free it in the proper way, which is top first. If there is such a thing as a proper way, but I just feel better pulling the guitar out like that. And that's the proper way, so let's just slide her out. And it looks like Gretsch does a very nice job of double boxing their guitars. So that's always encouraging. Nothing left in the box for Kitty to go do her thing. I don't know if this is factory bubble wrap. This looks like it was probably added by the reboxing team. So you get all your goodies, what they call case candy in the business, which in the big picture really doesn't matter. But they've got it all wrapped up with rubber bands and interesting stuff, which we will investigate further later. At this point, we just want to do the preliminary check, which is to make sure that everything's here, that there's no cracked necks. Okay, so this is a 2019 guitar, which is nice. We're going to free it from its little bag. Oh, it's a pretty guitar. Let's just do the preliminary. The preliminary for me is always this right here. Frets feel very nice. We've got our little inspection tag here, and whoever inspected it. But I have to say that it's just really a pretty looking guitar. Yeah, and the neck is beautiful. It actually, the other shots I saw of the neck looked really sort of funky. Let's see what the serial number is on this pup. Let's see if we have our, we need our, there we go. Well, it's actually a 2018, but who the heck knows? Preliminary, let's get it in the camera. I don't know if the camera even really begins to tell you. Just, it's a beautiful guitar. And that amber color is just really sweet. Switch, knobs, and tortoiseshell pickguard. This looks like it's fine. Let's go ahead and weigh it. Feels like it's a nice lightweight guitar. So, it actually matches Rusty's color. Well, it's not as orange as her. We're going to just go on hold for a moment. So I weighed it, and it comes in at about 7.6 pounds, which is really nice. The only defect that I can find on the guitar is there's a chink right here in the pickguard, which I may or may not make an issue of. Mint is mint, and I didn't invent the term mint, they did. So they might want to work with me a little on that. That's probably more of a factory wingding right there. It's got some spritz all over it. I've got 10 minutes, so I'm just going to go plug it in, so I'll be back. But I just have to take one more picture of Kitty. Kitty in the box. This is a cat who likes her boxes, and she approves of the new Gretsch. Okay, I need to go take a walk. I played this for like 2 minutes. It's really different. It's a big, hollow body guitar. So I'm not going to report back on my findings on it until after I get a chance, but I really do need to go take a walk and just take off the stress of sitting here all day long waiting. So it's a beautiful looking guitar. You can tell that the Laurel fingerboard is definitely different than Rosewood would be. It doesn't feel much different, it just looks a little paler. But we'll be back. Okay, we're back. It is now 7:35. And you can also see as we look outside that the sun is staying up much longer. This would have been pitch black a couple of weeks ago. So I just played this guitar for an hour. And as you often know, first impressions, sometimes it's overwhelming. You think, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's completely different than anything else I have because it is a completely hollow body guitar. So one of the first things you notice is you have to play it in the amp a little bit louder because it has so much natural projection to it. So that's something new. The neck feels great. When you buy a guitar online, you have to just go with descriptions, and they're all over the place. This is considered a thin U-neck. It feels like a nice chunky C-neck to me, which fits my hand really nice. The humbucker pickups, I don't know if they sound like a Gretsch or not. What do I know? The only other Gretsch I owned was sort of a proto-Gretsch. It was a Jet Club, which is their most inexpensive sort of semi-hollow chambered body guitar. I didn't like it very much. Fortunately, fate was on my side. It came with a cracked neck, so I sent it back and didn't know if I'd ever have another Gretsch. Visually, this thing to me is stunning. I mean, this just reminds me of the old jazz guitars that Gibson used to put out in this amber, blonde, natural wood. You can see all the wood graining in it. As I said earlier, it has an Indian laurel fretboard, which I've never had before. It's a little bit lighter. There's a little more streaking on it. It doesn't feel any different at all to me than a rosewood fretboard. And I prefer this model for a couple of reasons. I prefer the fret markers not being the block. I think these are called hump. You see the little hump on them. I think they're classier looking. I like the tortoise shell, and I like the contrast on a light guitar having a dark pickguard. And I like the dark knobs, although I may end up getting some metal Gretsch knobs at some point. But it just plays really nice. The action was a little bit high. That took about 2 minutes to adjust. I'm going to check the neck relief on it. I weighed it again, and stunningly it comes in at 6.4 pounds. Between 6.4 and 6.8, I got a couple different. So less than 7 pounds, so it's incredibly comfortable. And even though it's sort of a big body guitar, it sits nice. It feels nice. But as you know, I might come back in a week and go, I absolutely don't like this thing. I know that I really liked a couple other guitars when I first got them, and then as I played them, I just didn't like them as much. That sort of applies to the two Supro guitars. I like them, but I just don't really, didn't really bond with them. The Silvertone Jupiter, I liked it, but didn't really bond with it. The 72 Telecaster Vintage Modified Thin Line, I liked it, but didn't bond with it. Again, quite a few guitars have come and gone. So we'll see if this passes the test of time. But for the moment, again, this is a Gretsch G 2420 Streamliner. This is their inexpensive, Indonesian imitation. Gretsch purists would turn their nose up at this and say this isn't really a real Gretsch. Again, what do I know? I don't have anything to compare it with. I've never played a real Gretsch, so this just feels really good. It, again, was advertised as being in mint condition. It has one micro flaw. The good thing about this flaw on the pickguard is when you're playing a guitar you don't see it, and that's one of the interesting lessons I've learned, that if a flaw is visible to you when you're playing it, you tend to look at it and obsess about it. If it's not where you can see it when you're playing, out of sight, out of mind. That doesn't bother me. At some point I might try and get a little bit of white and just fill in the gap, but I don't think I really care one way or another. So beautiful guitar. Again, it's April the 18th, 2019. Historically, this is known as Holy Thursday. This is the day that Jesus was at the Last Supper. I don't have any opinion about that one way or another, but, I'm for Jesus, so sounds like a good thing. Anyways, beautiful guitar. Thank you for joining me. If you're in the market for one of these, I would suggest you check it out. The Antique Brooklyn Burst is a really nice color, and that's the guitar that I almost got, but I'm really glad I ended up with this one. Fate brought this one to me, and I accept. Okay, thank you very much.